for these. Oh, it's so good to have you here and to know that we're finally connected. To add a feature to like, I don't know, feature my website, I guess, anniechannels.com. Love to see. And I got a excuse me, in a private reading. I do ownership records readings, which are a record of your soul's entire journey. All right. Well, since we didn't get to do this earlier this morning, I picked two cards that are of interest today from the Reconnecting Soul deck, 142 DNA activation cards. I like these cards. I really like these cards. They are impressively accurate and correct. And what I do is I allow my body to acquire this energy, the energy of this DNA strand. Just close your eyes. Let that image find its way around your body, in and through your body. Just notice where it connects, where it contributes to your physical wellness and comfort and unity. Oh, very nice. That's very good. This card is the sharing card, and it says, you are one with all that is. With this attribute and activation, you assist all else to grow as you grow. You are one with all that is. With this attribute and activation, you assist all else to grow as you grow. Very good. Now the other card that I drew was this card. I asked sort of like what is the energy of today? And that's the sharing card. And what is the complementary energy? Is this card, however you receive it. And like, you know me, I like to slide things in between my 8th chakra and my crown chakra. There's some space there that you can slide stuff in and absorb it. I forgot to turn the Facebook Live part on. So here we go. Got the sharing card, because we didn't get to draw cards for the energy of today. Hopefully I won't be sharing all this disorder. Little technology snafu this morning. And the complementary energy is this. And so close your eyes and let the energy of either one of these cards be utilized in your body. Let your body take in these symbols. The personality tends to be more open to symbolics because the symbols are, I sort of bypass the busy mind chatter about what is this and how does it work and it should be this and does that mean it's that, and you know, these symbols just go right where they're needed. This one's strong in the throat. All right. This second card is the Akasha card. That's the complementary energy for today. You know me, I'm all about the Akashic records and the Akasha. With this activation, you have full access to the Akashic records and all knowledge that has ever existed. Use this wisely. Use this wisely. With this activation, you have full access to the Akashic records and all knowledge that has ever existed. Use this wisely. All right, I've got my Faden crystal out with me today, and Faden crystals are good for going into the Akashic records. I think my friend, at using oils and crystals. Okay. Here we go. So, crystal. By the power of divine light within us, come, Holy Spirit, Spirit of light, Spirit of truth, for the highest good of all throughout time. Fill my heart with divine love. As I humbly ask permission to open the divine portal to the highest realm of the Akashic records, for Reverend Annie Elizabeth Batchelder and all those present, whether at this exact moment or in the future. Akashic beings of light, guide me to the deepest truth of my being, releasing any blocks and restrictions to my abundance and highest. Great Creatress, assist me to fully embody my soul's light, to fulfill my soul's purposes and to heal any accumulated karma. Surround me with the enlightenment and wisdom of my masters, teachers, and loved ones. Clearly direct my perspective and actions to those that manifest my divine plan. Akashic beings of light, guide me to the deepest truth of my being, releasing any blocks and restrictions to my abundance in the highest good. Great Creatress, great Creatress, great Creatress, assist me to fully embody my soul's light, to fulfill my soul's purposes and to heal any accumulated karma. Surround me with the enlightenment and wisdom of my masters, teachers, and loved ones. Clearly direct my perspective and actions to those that manifest my divine plan. Akashic beings of light, guide me to the deepest truth of my being, releasing any blocks and restrictions to my abundance and highest good. Great Creatress, assist me to fully embody my soul's light, to fulfill my soul's purposes, and to heal any accumulated karma. Surround me with the enlightenment and wisdom of my masters, teachers, and loved ones. Clearly direct my perspective and actions to those that manifest my divine plan. Free of all resistance, judgment, and fear. Free of all resistance, judgment, and fear. Free I am now filled with divine love, and the records are now open. You may even feel as if there are many people in a brightly lit classroom with you. And these are your masters, teachers, and loved ones. They are also the Akashic beings of light with you. And they have brought down 3 different books, records of your soul, lifetimes and lifetimes of records. And this is quite a documentation of all those choices you made in those instants, that moment where you had to choose, go left, go right, say yes, say no, go along, turn around, join in, walk out. These are the records of all those momentary choices you have made, and where you were as you made those choices with the information you had at that time. And understand completely that no one blames you or shames you or judges you here in the Akashic records or anything. Nothing. There's no judgment at the soul level. You are as you are supposed to be. Right now. And so notice that there are moments when you chose to speak and chose to stay silent. There are moments when you knew that your speaking could have corrected a wrong, but you were not brave enough. And you must forgive yourself. For these momentary blunders, perhaps, or judgment. Let us say that in all these instances, you feared consequences. Either a lowering of your popularity, your status, your authority, or in more dire terms, perhaps death or punishment that was extreme. That you are not to blame. In the records, there is no judgment, there's no fear. None of that is applied to you in regards to these moments in time. You did what you could, the best way you knew how at that very moment. And perhaps later you experienced 2020 hindsight. Perhaps later you experienced more wisdom, or I wish I had done this, or I should have said that. And why did I turn my back on the truth. Why did I let my friend down by not standing up for her? Why did I let others receive punishment so I would not? Why did I sacrifice others to my thirst for ambition and praise, status, wealth? Why did I sacrifice my own integrity for ambition, wealth, praise, power? Know that you and the truth are on a completely different path now. You have a great appetite for truth, and you won't settle for anything less than the truth. Your commitment to growth, to your own integrity, to the well-being of others. Good morning, Mitchell Rothbard. Thank you for being here. Good morning, Jessica Beckman. How lovely to see you. Thank you for joining me. It makes my heart very happy that you have decided to join me here today. Thank you. So, these three books that are laid open, it is time to turn the page and move to an entirely different set of parameters in the Akashic records. And look from the soul's point of view at how you grew, how you became more unified as you and your soul and with the divine, and your beliefs in integrity and the truth. What did you grow from the several instances you may have glimpsed in your records? There's a very strong sense of heart in this. You look from the soul's point of view of how did you grow, how did you expand, how did you realign yourself with divine will, your own soul, your own personal integrity, because of these old situations. And notice that there is a love for yourself that flows through this alignment, this integrity, your connection to the soul and the divine. Or just the connection to the soul and the divine that unifies you and eliminates that sense of separateness. It also eliminates that sense of, oh, you are so unique and special. They all want to be special. You're all special. But you are all equally special and unique in your own ways. None is better than or less than the other. It just is so. And it is attuned with your soul's evolution and its growth into oneness with all that is. And as your soul evolves, you, the personality, have the opportunity to evolve similarly. And whether your evolution increases the soul's evolution, or the soul's evolution increases your personal evolution. This is neither here nor there, but they both affect one another. It's wanting to go back into that love, that divine love from which you are created. You're wanting to go into the divine love from which you were created, and which now loves and supports and sustains you. It's love. It makes you feel upright and deepens your breath. Take a couple of deep breaths inward and expand your lungs and your chest. Let yourself grow bigger. You have grown bigger over the years. As such, we recommend that if you have a question, you write it in the comments. We will have Akashic beings of light channel for you. I know that we are working with sharing and the Akasha, and I'm all about sharing the Akasha and the Akashic. And I do so because it has been so personally fulfilling, growth inducing, supportive. One of the things I absolutely adore about the Akashic is that they are governed by three principles: judge not, resist not, and fear not. And so they feel so safe, so very, very safe. And let's see, I'm going to have to do some adjusting here and get the Facebook. Whoop, I just got rid of all that little music, I guess. I don't need those for the questions. That music is wonderful. If you like it, that's Michael Hammer channeling Yahoel, Yahoel. Michael Hammer makes beautiful, beautiful music. So if you would post your questions, if you would post your questions in the comments, then I can answer them. All right. So my friend Jamie Lee Wright says the shadow period of Mercury retrograde. Is Mercury in retrograde right now? It seems like it's in retrograde every other week or something, but I know that sometimes the technology is a little more fussy when that happens. Let's see, did anybody else put a question in the comments? I really want to channel for you. And where is that little question that's been trotting around the back of your mind or skirting the forefront of your consciousness? Thank you, Marco. Yes, the video is working, and I don't know why the video wasn't working on my personal page, but it's working fine here on the group page. So that might be an indication. I'm considering just doing the one live channeling here on the group page and not doing a 7:30 in the morning one. We'll see. I haven't got the full make a change energy yet. But I'm reading in the comments and I'm not seeing anything. Mitchell or Jessica or Melody. Thank you, Melody Mitchell. Thank you for being here. Would you like to ask a question? Just post it in the comments and I'll see it and I will channel an answer for you. This moment is for you. This time is for you. This opportunity is for you. Matter of love and harmony and unity with the divine puts the heart at peace. And I think often silences the questions that you might have had earlier in your mind. And thought, oh, I'm going to ask Amy about this. But it becomes sort of, oh, never mind. Everything's fine in the Akashic records. When you take judgment, resistance, and fear out of the equation, really, there isn't a lot left to argue about. It's really sometimes about the details, and sometimes it's just about wanting to reassure yourself that you did the right thing or you are doing the right thing. And that's mostly the mind, not the heart and the soul when you're in the records, unified with your soul's energy, knowing that you are simply the actor acting out the soul's drama that it has set for itself in order to grow, expand to include. Speaking of expand to include, my Etsy store is up and running, and you can purchase the first chapter of the book, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness, an Akashic Records Guide to Living a Fulfilled Life. You can purchase that first chapter on the Etsy store. The store is called Soul Sorcerer. Soul Sorcerer. And the other thing that is there that you can purchase is those quotes. Those are from the book that are about soul development or the mind or the personality or moving in a body, whatever the quote is. And these are all quotes from the book, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness. And a lot of those are for sale there also, if you wanted to point one or two out for yourself as a reminder. Put good energy into your room. My friends have always said, put things that are important to you, influences, teachers, guides, angels around you, so that they are radiating their energy towards you in your special room or throughout your house. So that's why I have Anubis and the candles and the flowers and the beautiful red fabric and the crystals here. That's why I have, Anubis up there in the pictures. Yes, I was voted best psychic in 2017. I've never bothered to make that mention again. Might be worth it to do it this year. Just have a lot of people write into the Pacific Sun and vote. But you have to vote for a lot of other people as well, not just one person. So let's see if anybody is coming up with a question. So the Etsy store is so fun. I'm going to be putting chapters up, those quotes. I have my services available. I'm trying to think of some more modestly priced short readings that I can do, perhaps just recorded kind of one-sided conversations based on your questions. And so it would be like a 15-minute or 10-minute piece of information for you, but not a one-to-one Zoom 1 hour long whole reading, which is what I'm used to doing. So it would be a little different to just make a recording of the answer to your questions. And that probably will give you the privacy that you would like, and some people really need. So let's see. I'm so grateful that all of you have decided to join this group. We're at 439 members. Isn't that amazing? Woohoo! I never thought I'd belong to a group of people with 439 members. Good morning, David Grease. Good morning, sunshine. Bless you too. And today is the day. Pretty breezy out there, but it looks bright and sunny. Lovely. A good day to be alive, with or without technology problems. So we're just going to go back into the Akashic Beings of Light and see if they have any other words of wisdom for us. So today, don't take yourselves too seriously today. Do not make a big deal of anything. Practice being unperturbed. And the way that you do that is not to resist anything, because that takes energy and is a sort of a rigid or stiff a physical posture and energetic posture, but to just say, okay, that's how it is. Okay, that's what somebody wants. Okay, I guess my plans for this are going to be changed in this way or that way. Is not resisting anything that shows up in your path. And allow yourself to walk into the solution, to investigate. And you can get frustrated. Those expletives are there for a reason, right? And as you go through this day, find as much love for yourself as possible, as if an enormous heart is backing you. An enormous heart loving you from behind, supporting you, keeping you upright and safe and stable and balanced. And for its odd shape, the heart is a very balanced energy. You are created in love, and your greatest creations are made with love. And so we suggest that you work with that energy. How can you add love to your thoughts, your frequency, your beingness? How can you open your heart to more love? How can you receive more love? Just going to check the messages. Okay. David says, a wise person once told me a secret. Don't take life too serious because nobody gets out alive. And this is true. Actually, you get out alive. It's just you go back into the alive spirit that you are, but you don't take your body with you, which I think in some ways is a really good idea. Then we don't have to worry about burial places in the etheric realms. I mean, this could get complicated. And that's not taking things too seriously. And taking things too seriously, it makes us brittle. And we're making ourselves like an opportunity to have our feelings hurt. Good morning, Sierra Homely. Good morning. And if we take ourselves too seriously, we are too attached to our mental concepts. They're too structured, they're too inflexible. They do not allow for other kinds of thought, other kinds of progress. If we take ourselves too seriously, our hearts are brittle. And we take offense. How many times in your life have you taken offense at something someone said or that you thought they said, which may or may not be accurate? They may have said something, but it might have been something entirely different than what you thought was there. And so, my beautiful ones, my beautiful souls, such big, magnanimous hearts that you have, such good values. And you are those who stretch out into the spirit world and into the world beyond form and material goods. You stretch out into those. You access them when needed, but you don't hold them tight and greedy. Yourself, you share. And you love sharing what you can and what you have. I think I'm going to close the records, and that will be it for today. And I wish you all the sunshine that your spirit needs to know it is alive and well and healthy and part of the planet and part of the non-earthly realms as well. The Akashic beings of light are transmitting to you individually their love, their compassion, their understanding. And know that all is well. Oh, Sierra has a question. I have an ultrasound of my neck tomorrow. Please think healthy thoughts for me. Of course, of course. I also think some really good massage around the neck and shoulders would be helpful. when we've been ill for a long time, or at least this happened with me, there was a tightness that took over and sort of a defensive posture, like, oh my God, what could possibly happen next? And how do I defend myself against the unknown? And, my body is doing things without my permission, and I'm not in control. And how do I maintain control? How can I bring some control and authority back into my life or over my body? And so there's a tension that builds up. And also, one of the best ways to release tension in the back of the head and neck and the shoulders is to allow all the light that has built up inside you to go up and connect with the flower of life energetic pattern that surrounds the Earth's atmosphere, and add your light to that which is generally available to all beings. Add your love, add some of that beautiful courage that you have. And I want you to picture your neck as being as fluid and graceful as perhaps a ballet dancer, full form. And I know that when I was ill, I spent a lot of time in my hospital bed or in my regular bed, sitting watching TV, or not really in a very good posture. And so my neck got a lot out of alignment. And so sometimes I needed to have massage or chiropractic work on my neck to restore it into the normal form and allow the energy to flow. When there is a crimp in the spinal column in the neck, that means everything below it gets just a wee bit less energy than it should, than would be natural when everything is flowing fully. And that often happens, especially with the atlas bone, which is the bone that sits at the top of the neck between the top of the vertebrae and the skull. So the atlas bone holds the skull in place. And when that's a titch off, can be very fine, very precise adjustment, that can make a big, big difference to everything below it. Especially for folks who have headaches. And it's as if the energy backs up here and creates an eddy, and it can't get all the way down the spine and go all the way down through the spine, out the tailbone, down the legs, into the earth. And so for you, Sierra, it's that connection both with the going all the way down into the earth, and let Mother Earth receive your energy, and she will ground it for you. And you go all the way up through your spine and allow that beautiful excess, whatever's extra. You don't have to fuel it single-handedly, but that flower of life energetic grid work pattern that surrounds the planet and the atmosphere, you can add to that, and that will relieve some of the pressure. I'm thinking healthy thoughts for you, Sierra. And I invite all the other people on this video to think healthy thoughts for Sierra Holy in her ultrasound as well. You can feel these open hearts surrounding you and providing love. And I feel a state of being, one would call providence right now, for you all, and for your system, and for your energy and what's happening with you, most definitely. Ah, Right. We close the records with this prayer. We thank the great creatress, the divine, the all that is, source, sorceress, goddess, God, all that is, and her Holy Spirit. For love, protection, and healing received this day. We thank the Akashic beings of light for guidance, and we thank the masters, teachers, and loved ones for wisdom and direction. The divine portal and the Akashic records are now closed. Amen. Amen. Thank you all for your blessing and for being here with me. I do so appreciate it. May your day be wonderful. And if you want to join the Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness member portal, you get a chapter a month, both text and audio. You get a weekly master class on how to work in the Akashic records and to enlarge your abilities working with the Akashic records. And you get the monthly full moon and new moon ceremonies. And you get me. The weekly master classes are an hour to an hour and a half long, and you get a lot of coaching. It's a wonderful place to hone your skills if you are interested in the Akashic records and interested in more soul beingness, soul energy, being soul infused, being soul propelled. You are anyway, so you might as well be conscious of it. Anyhow, you have my love. You can sign yourself up for the members portal, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness members portal on my website, anniechannels.com, anniechannels.com, and go to the members portal. And there's a place you go in my subscriptions. You can get yourself set up with a subscription, and it's $100 a month. You get a lot of instruction, a lot of good energy. And the guides have been being very spontaneous with their guided processes that are deep and effective, very, very effective. So it's been quite something. And I would love to have you there. All right. Be well. I love you. See you next time. Thank you for being with me.